My name is Bill. I am 24 years old. I live in a quiet city near the woods, where life moves at a gentle pace and the trees seem to whisper secrets only if you are still enough to listen. During the day, I work at a small bookstore tucked between an old bakery and a flower shop that smells like lavender every time the wind blows just right. The store has creaky wooden floors, shelves packed with stories waiting to be opened, and a cat named Moshi who watches over everything like a silent guardian. It's peaceful there, comforting even, but it's at night when I feel most alive. When the sun sets and the world quiets down, I like to go walking. Not aimlessly, but with purpose. The night makes me feel calm. There are no cars, no people, just me, the sky, and the sound of my footsteps echoing against the pavement. Sometimes I listen to soft music through my earbuds, letting melodies guide my thoughts. Other times, I just think about life, about dreams, about things I can't quite explain. Last Friday night was different. I had finished work late, closing up the shop after helping a customer find a rare book they had been searching for years. By the time I locked the door behind me, it was past 10 p.m. I pulled on my jacket, zipped it up against the cool spring air, and sipped out into the night. That night, I didn't want to walk the same roads. I wanted something new, something unknown. So instead of turning left, toward the familiar path through the park, I turned right, down a narrow street I had never taken before. It was darker than usual. The street lights were sparse, and their glow seemed dimmer than I remembered. The air felt colder too, as if I had entered another world entirely. Even the moon seemed far away, hidden behind thick clouds that refused to part. As I walked, the houses became fewer and farther apart, until I reached what looked like the end of the road. And there, standing alone, was something strange. A house. An old house. It wasn't listed on any map, and I had never seen it from the main streets. It stood surrounded by trees, its windows broken, paint peeling like skin after a burn. A wooden porch sagged under its own weight, and the front door was slightly open, swaying gently as if inviting me in. I stopped. Something about the house pulled me in. I don't know why. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was the silence. Maybe it was something else entirely. But I didn't turn around. I walked closer. As I approached, the air grew heavier, denser. It wasn't cold exactly, more like the absence of warmth. Time itself seemed to slow. Each step felt deliberate, like I was moving through water. When I reached the door, I hesitated only for a moment before pushing it gently. The door creaked loudly, like it hadn't been touched in decades. Inside, the darkness was thick, swallowing the light from my phone as I switched it on. Dust floated in the air, disturbed by my presence. Spiderwebs clung to corners like forgotten memories. There was no furniture except one chair, sitting alone in the corner of the room. On it lay a long black coat, tattered, dusty, and strangely moving. Just a little, I froze. My heart thudded in my chest. There was no wind, no draft, nothing to explain the movement. Still, I stepped closer. I reached out, hand trembling. and touched the coat. It was just fabric, rough and worn. No one was underneath. No one hiding. I let out a nervous laugh. Okay, I am just tired, I whispered to myself. That's when I heard it. A whisper. Soft, cold, right behind me. You came back. I spun around so fast, I almost dropped my phone. No one was there. The room was empty, no sound except my shallow breathing. Panic crawled up my spine. I backed toward the front door, hoping to escape. But when I reached it, I found it closed, tightly shut. I hadn't closed it. I hadn't heard it close. I pulled the handle. It wouldn't budge. Locked. I pulled harder. Nothing. The panic rose higher now, pressing against my ribs. I turned back to the room. Somehow, it felt darker than before. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls, twisting like smoke. I needed to get out. I turned down the hallway, hoping to find another exit. The hallway was long and narrow, lined with nothing but dust and silence. My phone light flickered, casting uneven shadows that danced along the walls. At the end of the hall, there was a mirror. Not ornate, not fancy, just a simple rectangular mirror hanging crookedly on the wall. As I approached, I felt something behind me again. I stopped, didn't turn around. Instead, I looked into the mirror. I saw myself, pale, wide-eyed, shaking. But I wasn't alone. Behind me stood a figure, tall, dark, faceless, watching. I turned fast. Nothing. The hallway was empty. But in the mirror, the figure remained, still watching, still there. I took a step back. The figure moved, only in the mirror. Stepping closer, I dropped my phone. Darkness swallowed everything. I scrambled for it, turned the light back on. The mirror reflected only me. The hallway was empty again. I ran through every room I could find, some empty, some filled with broken furniture. All of them cold and wrong. With every step, the house seemed to shift, as if it were alive, adjusting itself around me. Then came the voice again. Why did you leave? Come back. I remember you. Soft, clear, following me. I went to the front door once more. This time, it opened without resistance. No sound, no warning. I didn't wait. I burst outside, gasping for breath. The night air hit me like a wave, cool, fresh, real. I ran down the road, not stopping until I reached the edge of the woods. I didn't look back. Back home, I locked the door, turned on every light, and sat on my bed. Hours passed, but sleep never came. I replayed the night in my head, trying to make sense of it all. Had I dreamed it? Was it a nightmare? Maybe, but maybe not. So the next morning, I went back. In the daylight, the road looked normal again. Birds chirped, leaves rustled in the breeze, everything seemed fine. But the house, it wasn't there. No old walls, no broken windows, no door. Just grass, flat land, like nothing had ever been built there. I stood in disbelief, checking my GPS. I was definitely in the right place. But the house? Gone. Since that night, strange things have happened. Sometimes when I pass mirrors, I feel something behind me. A presence, a gaze. Sometimes I see shadows move when nothing's there. Quick, fleeting movements in the corner of my eye. And at night, the voice returns. You came back. Why did you leave? Come back. I don't answer. I never speak back. But sometimes I wonder, what if that house was real? What if it is waiting? What if it remembers me? And worse, what if it wants me to come back?